Where do you
Thank
draw
you.
the line at aesthetics versus gameplay? So at what point do you have to say, okay, this looks great, but it doesn't add to the
Yeah.
gameplay?
Yeah, I would say I choose gameplay 100% all of the time. And then my brother, who's responsible for all the art, all the modeling, he has to rein me back in a bit and say, no, like, we need to improve this bit here first, improve the animations, improve these textures here, just because we want it to still have that production quality to it. So I'd say that definitely gameplay is first priority for me, but you got to back it up with something that can just convey to your game that it's professional, that you're going to have a good time playing it, that you're going to that love and care has actually gone into how we want to portray our game. I was always taught by my parents from a young age to always look respectable because first impressions do matter.
Hmm.
But then again, you got to have as a person, you got to have a good character and nice qualities about you that will keep people like make friends and keep people interested in your game from a gaming perspective. So it's kind of the outer shell versus the inner shell is what I'm trying to say.
That's a really good way to look at it. I like that. I met plenty of people in my time where like you meet them, you're like, oh, they're really nice, and then you find out there's not. A couple days later, they're like, oh, I'm cool with you, and you find out that what's on the inside, you're like, that did not match
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
impression. Um, and it's funny the way that you mention that your brother is like, no, we have to apply this part of the art to it. You put out
yeah,
a tweet recently mentioning that you increased the performance, where it's sending less data during multiplayer
yeah,
matches. Is that correct?
yeah. Networking.
Was that a difficult thing to do? Did it involve art at all? Did you have to sacrifice anything for that, or was it just a matter of kind of figuring out how to be a little more efficient?
Yeah, just a matter of figuring it out. There's some features where we say like, no, we can't focus on the art. We've got to spend our time on this part of it here. But with things like networking, we can. It's not. I guess it's not limited to visuals or aesthetics. We can just say that this data needs to be sent only every certain amount of frames. For example, the issue that we had was that ammo bonuses. So when a player dies, they drop a little ammo bonus on the ground and it's just sitting there broadcasting its position out to all of the players at max frame rate. And so we're wondering why like network usage was increasing over time as these matches were running. And there were just all these ammo bonuses littered around the map, just saturating the
Yeah.
networking. And so when we first launched, we noticed like this huge, we're getting all these network alerts saying like you've exceeded like 36 megabits per second. We're thinking like none of this adds up. And so we just had to just take a step back, just go through all the basics, monitor things, and make sure like that, like figure out where these issues are being coming from. And so I could do this while Simon's still like animating models and things. So I guess that's why having a two-person team's good. One of us can just be on the tech support, making sure things are working well, and the next person's just working on the next features and what's coming up next.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's interesting because the first thing I would look at is, and I'm not a developer, but I would just look at like how the players are interacting with the game. I would completely gloss over something that fundamental like the ammo box
Yeah.
animations. Do they despawn or do they just kind of sit there for the whole
No, they don't
match?
despawn.
So that
No,
can add up to be quite a bit during those
yeah,
high kill matches where, oh,
yeah.
okay, I can see how that'd be an
Yeah,
issue.
I didn't even expect that at first. I was thinking it was either like player positions are being like sent out too much or a packet was like three times the size normal, but no, it was these little ammo bonuses sitting around mocking me.
Was it one of those moments where you looked and you were like, just like your hand on your
Yeah,
forehead, like it was
it
just right
was.
there the whole time, spinning, looking up at you like, you don't see me, but I'm here.
Yeah.
That's interesting.